Welcome friends to UPSC Labor Enforcement Officer exam. Today what we are doing? We are doing detailed syllabus analysis of the keywords, right? So today's keyword is labor laws, IR, labor welfare, social work and social security. So this is part 2 of the 6-part series. So this is the syllabus which is prescribed for labor enforcement officer, and this is same as for assistant labor commissioner. Okay, so you can have a view of the same. Before we analyze the keyword of labor laws and IR and so on, let us discuss the weightage of the topics as per ALC exam which were held in 2017 and 2015. Okay, so you can see that in the year 2017, if you are talking about industrial relations, labor welfare, social security, there were in all 17 questions from this topic, whereas in 2015 the number of questions were 15. Okay, coming on to labor laws. In the year 2017, how many questions appeared in the ALC exam? 62. And in the year 2015 the number was 46 for labor laws, right? So what do basically I want to tell you that there is no fixed criteria that how much weightage can be assigned to which topic. This is not that if they are approximately giving you 50% questions on the labor laws, so every time in such exam like labor enforcement exam, the questions will be around or will be approximately 50%. So there is no fixed criteria. We have to study in depth. Okay. And but the thing I just want to highlight here is that whatever is the quantum of questions, the more focus will be on the labor laws, IR, social security, because this is a labor enforcement exam. Okay, so more weightage in the exam would be towards this topic, right? Okay, so what we are doing today, this is a 6-part series. So out of 6 parts, we are focusing on this part, second part, labor laws, IR, labor welfare, social security, keyword of the syllabus for labor enforcement officer, right? So meanwhile, if you have any queries with respect to any of the doubts like expected exam date, syllabus of the exam, difficulty level, weightage of different topics, solution papers 2017, 2015, what is the expected cutoff for the exam and how to prepare, then we have basically uploaded separate videos with respect to each of these queries. You can check the YouTube channel of the Human Peritus for any of these queries, right? Okay, so what Human Peritus will do, you can again visit Human Peritus website, go to the labor enforcement officer page, and there you can check in which steps to be followed while you want to enroll with us or prepare with us. Okay, so again, this is the syllabus and which keywords we are discussing today: labor welfare, social work, social security laws, industrial relations. Along with that, 6th point, Trade Union Act, trade union movement, labor laws. These all are the labor laws which are prescribed. Okay, so these are 8 labor laws. Okay, along with that, this 7 plus 1, right? So we'll be dwelling upon these keywords of the syllabus one by one, that what we have to study and what we not have to study. Okay, basically we are just analyzing what is the boundary of these keywords, how far we go in our preparation with respect to these keywords of the syllabus. So basically what we have done at Human Peritus, we have analyzed not only the papers of ALC which were conducted in the year 2017, 2015 and 2013. Of course, we have analyzed every single question of ALC exam, because the syllabus for for this enforcement officer and ALC, that is same. Along with that, we have also analyzed other recruitment test of the UPSC, as you can see on the screen, right? So these exams which were held in past 7 to 8 years, we have analyzed these exams, and what basically I can show you that the syllabus which is prescribed for these various exams by UPSC, that is conducting that is having which kind of keyword which is associated to the keyword prescribed in the labor enforcement officers. So what is our conclusion out of this is that out of 18 papers, so we have analyzed different 18 papers, and out of those 18 papers, in 10 papers we had questions on labor laws, IR, social security and labor welfare, right? So I can show you that this is the syllabus for ALC, right? So this is same as for labor enforcement officer. So you can see that, okay. And look at the EPFO syllabus, which keyword it is having for keyword matching with labor laws, social security, as given in enforcement officer exam. That is you can see IR and labor laws. It is prescribed here, IR and labor laws. Okay. Look at admin officer BRO 2019. What is prescribed for this keyword? Industrial relations. Okay. Next, look at the syllabus of admin officer GSI 2018. What it is prescribing? Same, industrial relations. Looking at the syllabus of UPSC APFC, see, they are giving industrial relations, labor laws, and it is highlighting social security in India, right? Okay. DRDO admin, what are the keywords which are given? That is again industrial relations. Manager CSD, if you look at it, so which keyword is again given? That is industrial relations and labor laws. So this, on the analysis of these very papers, which are basically recruitment tests held by conducted by UPSC only. So we have drawn certain inferences, so which we are sharing with you guys to help you out that how the boundary of the syllabus can be reached out. So based on this, we have analyzed that in 4 of the UPSC exams, APFC, EPFO, ALC, Manager CSD, what are the keywords in the syllabus? Labor laws and IR. And in other exams of UPSC like admin BRO, admin GSI, admin officer DRDO, the keyword is only IR. Okay. Okay, coming on to which labor acts to be studied. So along with that, the question which can come to your mind is whether labor acts or do we need to study labor codes. So we'll be addressing those questions also. So let us first dwell upon this thing, that which labor acts need to be studied. So of course, these are prescribed under the syllabus, so we need to study them. Okay, so these are 8 labor acts: Industrial Dispute Act, Payment of Wages Act, Minimum Wages Act, Contract Labor, Child Labor, POGA, Building and Other Construction, Trade Union Act. So these are prescribed, undoubtedly we have to cover, but along with these 8 acts, we also need to cover certain other acts. Which are those acts? These. Factories Act 1948, Employees Compensation Act 1923, Employees State Insurance Act 1948, Equal Remuneration Act 1976, Unorganized Workers Social Security Act 2008, Payment of Bonus Act 1965, Employees PF Act 1952, Industrial Employment Standing Order Act 1946, Interstate Migrant Workmen Act 1979, Maternity Benefit Act 1961. So why I am saying that in addition to the prescribed labor acts, we also need to cover these additional acts based on our analysis. Look at the questions which have appeared in ALC 2017. This question came from ESI Act 1948. Look at another question which came from Equal Remuneration Act. Another question which came from Maternity Benefit Act. Although these are not specified in the syllabus, yet the questions have been asked from these very act. Okay. So that is why. So that is why we need to also focus upon other labor acts besides which have been mentioned. Okay. Why? And of course, we have done the analysis of the ALC paper, and along with that, because these very acts come under the umbrella of your keyword IR and social security, that is why these acts are important for this exam, right? So as an enforcement officer, one must be aware of these very acts. Okay, fine. Now the question comes. Now the question which is very significant to address here is whether we should go for labor codes or we should stick to study of older acts. So what I'll suggest you is that these are the codes, right? Codes on wages, code on IR, social security and welfare, and OSH code. Okay, so this code on wages came in 2019. IR came in, these three codes came in the year 2020, right? So we suggest you that you start with 19 older acts plus delta. So what is this delta? Delta is changes in the codes as compared to the older acts, right? So why we should go by this approach? There are of course there are certain reasons for the same. The first reason is that while you start studying from the older acts, basically they are in chunks, right? So codes are the compiled version of the older acts only. So if you start studying with the lengthy codes, you will not be able to get the provisions. So if you start studying separately these acts, it would be easy for us to move ahead in the preparation. Okay, and along with that, if you see any recruitment test exam, there the question does not appear from these very codes till now, since they have been introduced in 2019 and 2020. So it's the end of almost the end of 2022. So far no question has been asked on these very codes. And I'll suggest you that of course these delta is the changes which have been brought in labor codes as compared to the older codes, older laws, that has to be covered. And all the general knowledge types question, that how many codes are there, what are their names, and what acts are getting subsumed under which code. So these small information you can emphasize upon while covering or going through the codes. Okay, now why I'm showing you this question, that this is the question which appeared in the 2017 attempt of ALC exam, right? And they are asking you question on 2017 amendment of maternity benefit. So this we should pay attention to. while covering any of the labor acts, that whatever the amendments, latest amendments, it is not latest. If I'm saying latest, it does not mean that the recent one. Latest and last amendments of the acts need to be covered with respect to labor acts along with their year. So we must be aware that which significant amendment is introduced in which year. Okay, so we must focus uh, these things while preparing for labor acts. Okay. So, what important points are there for us, which needs to be taken care while preparing for the labor laws? That every act is divided into certain parts and chapters. So, we should learn their names also. Okay. So, which part, which chapter is briefing about which provisions, that we must be aware of. Okay. So, we may ignore section numbers because, I mean, remembering all the sections, that will be a very cumbersome task. So we can avoid remembering section numbers, because this may happen at the cost of other preparation also, right? And do not forget to learn about schedules. So most of the acts, they have schedules as an appendix to them. Whatever information is given in the schedules, almost every schedule contains certain list, certain matters. So so I request you to go through them at least, if you are not remembering them. So go through them twice or thrice, that will remain in your mind. Okay, and along with that, you also need to remember the nomenclature of the schedules also. Okay. No rules, only acts, which means that if we come across any of the rules which are prescribed under the act, we need not bother about the same. We only need to focus upon the labor acts. Okay, fine. And 2 3 important points I would also like to mention here, that while you prepare for the labor acts, always focus, uh, and if you are focusing on the definition, so focus that which act is uh, including and excluding from the definitions. So which part is excluded from the definition, which part is excluded from the definition, we have to focus on that. Okay. So these, because these are different from one act to another, like for example wages definition. Okay. Coming on to next, which I would like to highlight with respect to labor laws, is that there are certain unique provisions in every act. So we must focus on those unique provisions, like the definition of subsistence allowance, the definition of outworker. They are not prescribed in every act. They are referred to in one act only. So we must remember the name of that act which contains those unique provisions. Okay, clear? And along with that, we must also focus on the enforcement dates. Quite many times I have seen that recruitment tests are focusing on the enforcement dates of the various acts. Okay, clear? Now, labor laws, that is done. Now we are going to focus on what is the boundary line for industrial relations, labor welfare, social security. What is to be included? The list is quite vast, although we have divided that list into certain significant topics, and under the umbrella of which there are many subtopics we need to focus on. Okay, so I'll be just briefly highlighting what is to be covered, what is to be focused upon. Okay, clear? First is approaches to IR. So if we are going to study IR, we must be aware about its concepts and approaches. We must focus upon, I mean, we must have conceptual clarity of the various approaches to IR. Evolution of IR. So evolution, it means it is tracing back to the history. So whatever is the history, whatever events have been done in the industrial relations so far up till now, starting from, you may start from Factories Act 1881. So what are the chronological sequence of those events, we must also focus upon that very significantly. Okay, clear? Conflict and disputes resolution. So there are systems which have been prescribed, like for example, collective bargaining for conflict resolution. I am talking about collective bargaining, then your conciliation, arbitration, adjudication, mediation. So what is the distinctive features of these very mechanisms? We must be having clear about idea about these mechanisms. Okay. Workers participation in management. So when I'm saying WBIM, so we should basically focus on what are the different initiatives taken by the government in for increasing WPIM in India, right? So there was one bill, many a times there has been question on 1990 bill of WPIM. So we must go through that also, although that bill has never been passed, but we should focus on that. Okay. Then there are joint management councils, shop councils, which have been recommended. So all those things we need to cover under to cover under WPIM. Okay. Trade union movement. So as like evolution of IR, there have been trade union movements since long back. So what is the chronological sequence of the trade union movement? Which movement appeared when, by whom? Okay, so we need to focus upon that. And so code of discipline, code of conduct, which thing? So in basically in IR, that is quite factual. We need to remember all the facts regarding the different movements which have happened in the history, and along with the any person who is associated with that movement. Okay. Governance structure. So labor ministry, we are talking about governance structure of the ministry here. So there are various offices one can focus upon here is like for example uh, Office of Chief Labor Commissioner, CLC, right? And then we have Director General of Employment, we have DGFASLI, that is Director General of Factory Advice Service and Labor Institutes. And then we have DGMS, that is related to mine safety, Labor Bureau. So what is the basic function of these functionalities? We must focus upon that thing also. Okay, coming on to Labor Commission, we have two main Labor Commissions, Labor Commission 1 and Labor Commission 2, and another one is National Commission on Rural Labor. So what are the important recommendations of these Labor Commissions? Every question, everyone is expecting question about Labor Commissions in such exams like ALC or Enforcement Officer, right? So important recommendations with respect to these commissions must be done. Then there are various social security schemes like Atal Pension Yojana or PM Suraksha. So I can write few names: PM Suraksha Bima Yojana. Then we have PMJJBY, which stands for Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana. Okay, and you may, if you want to get the collective information on these social security schemes, you may refer to e-Shram portal of the government, right? And therein you will find various social security schemes which are running in the country. Along with that, you will be getting fair idea that what is the eligibility criteria and what benefits are there for which segment of the economy. That has also been mentioned specifically, right? Okay. Employers organization. So like workers, employers too have their organizations like AIOE, FICCI or CIE. So what these people, how these people are organized and what are their background, we must dwell upon that points, right? ILO. So the structure of the ILO, that is quite important as far as this exam is concerned. And along with that, what are the ILO conventions which have been ratified by India? What are the core conventions, non-core conventions? So we must be updated with all the list of those very conventions also. Okay. Labor welfare theory. So certain theories and principles are there which are related to labor welfare. We must focus upon those theories and principles as well. Then occupational health safety. So what all government is doing with respect to occupational health safety, or which labor acts are associated with OHS, and even labor code. One of the labor code is also focusing on, primarily on OHS, right? So these kind of things we must focus. So what are the kind of notifiable diseases, what are the kind of occupational diseases? We must be aware of these things which are concerning health and safety of the workers. So we must also focus on economics of labor market. There are certain topics under the labor market economics, like demand for labor, supply of labor, what is the reason for that, or indifference curve, isoquant curves. We must not skip that, although this is not mentioned, but there have been questions in these very exams from this topic as well. Wage theories. So who has propounded different wage theories? So what is the concepts of different wage theories? We must also focus on that. Then labor market in India. So labor market, here we are discussing what all surveys have been conducted so far. So what was the latest survey, or what are the ways of conducting those surveys? There are certain prescribed ways by the ministry itself, under which they conduct surveys with respect to labor market. Okay, so that must also be covered. Okay, so guys, if you want to enroll with us, you can go to our website and see a detailed plan how you can come and join us. You can also write an email at contact@humanperiters.com. You can also call us or connect with us through link given in the description, and that will connect to you via WhatsApp. Thank you.
Welcome friends. In this short video, we'll understand how you guys will prepare for UPSC Labor Enforcement Officer exam with Human Peritus. So to make you understand that process, let us go to website of Human Peritus. So once you are on the home page of Human Peritus, we'll go to the page for Labor Enforcement Officer UPSC. And once we are on this page, we'll come to this section where it is given how you will prepare with us. So as you can see, there are 4 steps of preparation. So let me explain you what you will do in these 4 steps for preparation of UPSC LEO. So guys, सबसे पहले आप लोग क्या करोगे, and let us understand that with an example. Take any keyword of the syllabus. So maybe you can take Factories Act, or you can take motivation theories under HR. Okay. So let us take the keyword of motivation theory. So the first thing which we will do is that you will read the topic of motivation theory through the concise printed booklets which we'll send at your home via courier. So these are quite concise booklets, and they will provide you 100% coverage of the syllabus. Current affairs are also included in these booklets only. So once you have gone through that particular keyword of Factories Act or motivation theory, whatever you have selected, you'll go to the second step. So guys, these video classes will make you understand that keyword conceptually. So teacher will add its own value by telling you how to remember what is more important, what is less important, and conceptually explain. Mind it, in these live classes, you can interact with the teacher. And interaction का मतलब ये नहीं है कि you can just chat and ask your doubts. You'll be speaking your doubts to the teacher. Guys, your mic will be turned on, और आप डायरेक्टली टीचर से आप क्लास में बात करके अपने डाउट डिस्कस करोगे एज इफ यू आर इन अ physical class, not just chat option which you get at most of the places these days. Another thing, If you miss any class, definitely you'll end up missing few classes because of your time. You will also get recorded video of every class. Now, so these are step number 1 and step number 2. Step number 1 is concise booklet. Step number 2 is video classes. अब कुछ लोग ऐसे भी करते हैं that they will watch video classes first and they will read and then they will read from the booklet. So that depends upon you how you guys want to take it. But these are the 2 steps. Now, if you want to assess the quality of teaching in these video classes, quality and style of teaching in these video classes, तो आपको क्या करना है? On the same page on the website, go down and we have put up 8 to 10 classes of different teachers of and different subjects. Like एक हमने लेबलोजा क्लास डाल दिया, एक HR का, एक OB का, एक न्यूमेरिकल एप्टीट्यूड का, एक पॉलिटिक एंड सो ऑन, so that you will get a very clear idea कि किस तरीके से क्लास में टीचर पढ़ाते हैं and how comfortable are you with that style and quality of teaching. So you can go through some of these classes to review the classes. ठीक है? Another thing, guys, if you want to assess the quality of content in the concise booklets, again go to this section on the same page, check out how printed booklets look like, और इसमें से आप कोई भी एक दो बुकलेट उठा के जो हम लोगों ने दिया हुआ है, you can go through and look at the quality of content in these printed booklets. Again, these are the sample booklets, पर आपको index page पूरा दिखेगा, उसके अलावा 10-15 pages भी दिखेंगे, and this will give you a good idea how content has been arranged in these concise booklets. Now guys, step number 1 and step number 2 are done. So you have understood that particular keyword from booklets as well as video classes. Then we'll move on to step number 3. And this is the most important step. Step number 3 is what? Step number 3 is a online question bank, which has got more than 7,000 questions. But these 7,000 questions have been subdivided in more than 120 सब टॉपिक्स. ठीक है, जैसे कि पूरे HR को हमने कम से कम 18-20 टॉपिक में डिवाइड कर दिया. हर एक में कुछ होंगे 40 सवाल, 50 सवाल, 80 सवाल, 100 सवाल, छोटे छोटे हमने उसे कर दिया. सो एक बार अगर आपने फैक्ट्रीज एक्ट का टॉपिक बुकलेट और वीडियो क्लास में आपने समझ लिया है, so you'll go on the online test platform and for this one particular topic only of factories act or motivation theory, you will do around 80 to 100 questions for that particular topic only. ठीक है, तो सिमिलरली आप एक एक कीवर्ड उठा के आप अपना सारा सिलेबस पूरे करते जाओगे by going through these 3 steps. Now guys, 2-3 things which I want to tell you about this online question bank. Number 1, these are not random questions, they have been carefully chosen. तो इसमें कहाँ से सवाल हैं? Of course जो प्रीवियस ईयर के पेपर के क्वेश्चन है वो हमने इसमें डाल दिए हैं. So not only LEO and ALC, जो UPSC के बाकी रिक्रूटमेंट एग्जाम्स हैं, जैसे कि EPFO, ESICDD, एडमिन ऑफिसर, स्टोर ऑफिसर, APFC, इसके जितने भी पेपर हुए हैं पिछले 8-9 साल में, आई थिंक 18 से 20 पेपर हुए हैं टोटल यूपीएससी के, वो सारे के सारे क्वेश्चन इसमें आपको मिलेंगे. ऑफ कोर्स हमने इसको तोड़ दिया है. व्हाई? बिकॉज वी वांटेड टू गिव यू रेलेवेंट क्वेश्चंस ओनली. फॉर एग्जांपल, इनमें से कुछ एग्जाम्स में कंप्यूटर नॉलेज के सवाल भी आते हैं, इंग्लिश लैंग्वेज के भी आते हैं, या फिर इंडियन इकोनॉमी के आते हैं, फ्रीडम स्ट्रगल के आते हैं. ये सब हमने आपके ऑनलाइन प्लेटफॉर्म से हटा दिया है. सो यू विल गो थ्रू ओनली relevant questions only from these exams. उसके अलावा जो यूपीएससी के रेगुलर एग्जाम्स हैं, CISF, CAPF या यूपीएससी सिविल सर्विसेज, वहां से भी जो ओनली दोज आर रेलेवेंट क्वेश्चंस, तो वो वाले सवाल भी हमने इस क्वेश्चन बैंक में हमने इसमें डाल दिए. सो ये सारे क्वेश्चंस आर केयरफुली चूजन. इट इज नॉट दैट रैंडमली वी हैव बिल्ट अप अ 7,000-8,000 क्वेश्चन बैंक. नो, दे आर वेरी केयरफुली चूजन. हर एक को हमने उसमें डाला है. Another thing guys, every question comes with detailed explanation. So why that is important? अगर आप कोई क्वेश्चन करोगे और आपको वो नहीं समझ में आता है तो उसका आंसर देखोगे, then you will go through detailed explanation of with the answer, so that आपको उस क्वेश्चन को करने के लिए दोबारा से बुक या वीडियो नहीं देखना पड़ेगा. Then and there you will understand it. So these 3 steps: online question bank, concise booklets and video classes. Through these 3 steps, you will cover entire syllabus which has been prescribed by UPSC, जिसको हमने further subdivide किया approximately 120 keywords में. Okay, great. अब if you have done this, you are ready for the exam. Finally, step number 4 क्या है? That you need to be ready for the exam day as well. ठीक है? So under step number 4, you will write some mock test papers. So idea of mock test is not to make anything, to make you learn anything new. और नहीं ऐसा होता है कि mock test में जो सवाल है वो repeat हो जाएंगे, नहीं. So idea of mock test is to teach you time management for the exam day, how you will handle yourself for the exam day. So you'll write 5 full-length mock test paper. They are on the exactly same kind of platform as the CBT which you will get in the actual UPSC, ताकि आपको उसका पूरा practice हो जाएगा. So guys, what is our promise? If you go through these 4 steps with human apparatus, आपको इसके अलावा कुछ नहीं करना है. You don't have to touch any other book. You don't have to look at previous year papers. Nothing else. Whatever will give you, even if you have some books, put them aside. Whatever will give you, go through that and you will be ready for the exam. We adopted the same approach in previous exam in 2017. There were 35 seats all over India. Out of them, 7 people were from human apparatus preparation plan. So every 5th guy in the country was a human apparatus student, and we are pretty confident. अगर आप ये हमारे साथ कर लेते हो, then you do not need anything else, and it will take some time. It will also take 3 to 4 months. It is not easy job. ठीक है? Labor Act का एक लाइन याद करना या पूरा जो हम आपको बताएंगे, to go through around 200 hours of video classes. लेकिन slowly if you build up, if you will keep preparing every day for 2-3 hours per day, this you are done. इसके अलावा कुछ भी नहीं छूना है. With lot of responsibility, we are saying you that you don't have to, even current affairs, that is also a responsibility. We'll tell you कि current affair में तुम्हें क्या पढ़ना और क्या नहीं पढ़ना है. So guys, you are welcome. You can enroll by paying online through the same website only. So you have got option 1, option 2, option 3. Through these options you can join. I'll advise कि you come for the live classes so that you get the real value. And if you have any other doubt, you want to ask anything, you want to discuss anything, you want to agree with us, you want to disagree with us, you are most welcome. So you can call us anytime. There is also another link given in the description below. If you'll click on that link, that will connect you directly with our team via WhatsApp. Click on that link, get connected, and do let us know whatever you feel like. All the best.